Hello, my name is Justin Dyson, and in this video we are going to be talking about the Project 1 for MDF2. So let's go ahead and run the project, and what you will find when it opens up is you'll get a table view that is loading. So whenever it gets done loading, it'll actually populate this table with information that we pulled from Twitter. So there they are. You can see all of the tweets that I've made over the years because I don't use this very much. So we can create a new post by clicking the new post. Let's see, my second post. Hit post and refresh and give it a second. It will actually, there it goes. Now you notice the activity indicator didn't pop up. That's because for some reason on this, when I hit the refresh, it goes down here at the bottom. I don't know why, and then it'll turn off. So that's one thing that I would like to figure out in the future. But going over to the profile page, it'll load as well. It won't take near as long as the front one did, or it shouldn't. But basically what you'll get here is my name, a little picture, my description, and then the number of friends and followers that I have on Twitter. So that is the application, and let's take a little look at the code. So going over here to my view controller, we have the only thing that the viewDidLoad function is going to call is the refresh Twitter function, which is here. And this function will actually get access to the Twitter API and your Twitter account on your phone, and basically take that information, put it into an array of custom objects that we are calling post info. And then after that happens, the table will reload, which is why you get that loading indicator on the screen, which is actually enabled with this line right here. So going down a little bit further, we have the code required for our cells to be populated with information, which they're populated with the post info. And then on click is, this one's actually for how you're going to make a new post. This one takes you to the detail page, and this one down here will actually refresh the page. So tweet detail, not a whole lot going on. Basically, we're just going to populate the UI elements with the data from each row. On profile page, we're actually doing the same thing that we did on the refresh Twitter function, except we're using a different URL in order to get different information. The proto cell, which is my custom cell, this is all it really does is get the information out of that one function on the viewController.m page and puts it into the cell. And then finally, the custom object that we have to get the Twitter info. One issue I ran into this week that I want to talk to you guys about, because if you ran into it as well, you would have been stuck on it for a long time like I was. Originally, when I had this thing laid out, I had a UI label here, and then a UI text view here. And then likewise on my profile page, I had a UI text view here. Well, apparently, I was getting stuck on the part where basically I would call this reload data function or method right after my for loop. So what should happen is that I'd get that loading indicator on my main view, and then after about 5 or 6 seconds, whatever it is, it'll reload. Well, it was crashing every time for me, and I could not figure out why. And what I ended up finding out was that it was because I was using a UI text view and trying to populate that UI element with the information from the post info, or actually the array here, which is filled with the post info object, which is then populated into the cell here. So I kept getting the error thrown on this line right here, and I could not figure out why. And what I ended up finding out again was that it was a UI text view. So as soon as I converted all my UI text views into UI labels, all the errors stopped, and I was able to actually move on. I actually got stuck on that for about 7 hours. It was extremely frustrating, but I'm glad I figured it out. And in case you guys run into it, do not use UI text view. That's just going to be my motto from now on. So thanks. Talk to you guys later.